Hi, welcome to my video on more cosecant graphs. And one of the first graphs we're going to do is y equals 2 times cosecant of theta minus 180 plus 3. And this is a cosecant graph, so I'm going to do it by the mapping rule. So this is y equals cosecant theta, and this is theta, and this is the y value. And then the cosecant theta, cosecant is 1 over sine theta. So if you memorize it, theta and y, then the sine is, when the sine is 0 degrees, we go 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, 360 degrees that we practiced in the last video. And if you put 0 in for sine, you get 0 degrees of sine of 0 degrees is 0, so it's undefined. And if you put 180 in, the sine of 180 degrees is 0, so it's also undefined. Put 360 in, the sine of 360 is 0, and so it's also undefined. So it's undefined at 0, 180, and 260. Now if we put 90 in the equation, the sine of 90 is 1, so 1 over 1 is 1. 270, the sine of 270 is the y, which is negative 1. 1 divided by negative 1 is negative 1. And it's the same table of values as we had for secant. Now, using the mapping rule, we have theta, so this is a 1, so reciprocal of 1 is 1, so we get 1 times theta. Opposite of subtract 180 is a positive 180. And we get 2 times y plus 3, according to the mapping rule. So this is theta plus 180 degrees. This is 2y plus 3. So now I'm going to take each of the values of theta and sub in here into this expression. Put 0 in, you get 180 degrees. Put 90 in, you get 90 plus 180 is 270. Put 180 in, 180 plus 180 is 360. And put 170 in, 170 plus 180 is 450. And put 360 in, 360 plus 180 is 540. Notice you're adding 90 on each time as you go. Now, just to see if we're right, let's go down here and look at the period of the function. The period of this function is the period of cosecant divided by b. So the period of cosecant is 360 degrees, and divided by b. B is 1, so the period is 360. B is this value right here. And the increments is the period of the function divided by 4. It's the period divided into 4 equal parts. So the period of the function is 360. So 360 divided by 4. So the increment changes in the table of values is 90. And you're adding on 90 each time as we go here. So that looks like it's okay. So if it's undefined at 0, it's undefined at 180. If it's undefined at 180, it's undefined at 360. If it's undefined at 360 here, it's undefined at 540. And we put y is 1, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 3 is 5. And we put a negative 1 in, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, plus 3 is 1. So we plot this table of values, so I start at 180 and it's going up by 90. So let's make this a 90 as 180. So we add on 90 as 270, add on 90 is 360, and add on 90 is 450. we add on 90 is 540, and we keep on adding on 90. But it's undefined at 180, so I'll do all the, it's undefined means you have a vertical asymptote. And it's undefined at 360, which is here, we have another vertical asymptote at 360. And 540, we have another vertical asymptote. So the cosecant graph has, on the basic equation, and on the, using the mapping rule, we have three undefined, three vertical asymptotes. And at 270, we have a 5. 270 is here, we have a 5. Now, this is positive, so the cosecant graph will go up from here, like this, going closer, and the closer you go to 360, the higher this value for y. The closer you go to 180, the higher this value is for y. And 450 is right here. We got y to be 1. 1 is right here. So this is positive, so it goes up here, and it will go down here, like this. So this is your cosecant graph for this equation. And notice that, again, it's positive. So this is the same graph as you would for secant. The only difference is that in secant, it's undefined at the 90, negative 90, 180s, etc., etc. Here, it's at 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. So if you have cos in the bottom, which is secant, then it's undefined at negative 90, 90, 180, etc., etc. So it's a different table here, different degrees for theta, but it's the same table, the same values for y in both. Okay, that's one equation. Let's try another one. And we have the graph of y equals negative cosecant 1/3 of theta plus 90 minus 1. So the mapping rule, this is y equals cosecant theta. And so we have theta and y. And the mapping rule that goes in here is, this is the 1/3, so this is the reciprocal, which is 3 times theta minus 90. So it's the reciprocal of 1/3, which is 3, and the minus 90. And the y is negative y minus 1. So the table of values for the basic y equals is, we start at 0, and we're going up by 90s. 90, 180, 270, 360. And at 0, again, cosecant is 1 over sine. So what happens, you put 0 in, 0 degrees over sine, you get 0, so it's undefined. So it's undefined every second one. So you have to memorize this. And for 90, sine of 90 is 1, 1 over 1 is 1, so that's a 1, and this is a negative 1. The sine of 270 is negative 1, 1 divided by negative 1 is 1. So this is the table value for the basic. Now we take this mapping rule, put in 3 theta minus 90 degrees minus y minus 1. So let's do all the degrees. So we take 0, put it here, 3 times 0 is 0, minus 90. And we put a 90 in, 3 times 90, 270 minus 90 is 180. Notice it's going up by 270. Let's see if it's true. 180 tripled is, 180 is 540, take away 90. You have, let's see, 180 tripled is 540, so 90 out of that, 540 take off 90 is 450. And so we're going up by, notice, we're going up by 270 each time. So 270 onto that, give me 720. And 270 onto that gives me 990. So check it out. Go 3 times 270, which is 810, minus 90 is 720. 3 times 360 multiplied by 3 is 1080, minus 90 is 990. So again, notice, and also just to mention that let's look at the period while we're at it. But the period of the function is the period of cosecant divided by b. So the period of cosecant is 360 divided by b. b is 1/3. So that's 360 times 1/3, which is 3, reciprocal. So that gives us 1080 degrees. And if you take negative 90 and 990, then there's 1080 between the beginning to the end. And the increments, so we take the period, the increment change is the period of the function divided by 4. So the period of the function is 1080 divided by 4, and you get 270, which is the increment change between each of these values. And again, we're on the right track, just reviewing it to make sure. Now, undefined is 0, undefined at negative 90. Undefined 180, undefined at 450. Undefined at 360, undefined at 990. And we put a 1 in. Put a 1 in. The negative of 1 is negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. And we put a negative 1 in. Negative 1 up. The negative of a negative 1 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So we have to put these values in. Now I'm going to put a negative 90 here. And we got 270. So we go 270. That means that 180 goes here. So 270 is 90 and 90 again. So this is 450. 270 is a 90 and 90 and another 90. So this is 720. And 270 added on gives you 90, 90. So that's 990. So that's putting the, again, I'm putting them in as they are. Each interval here is 90. And it's undefined at a negative 90. So that's a vertical asymptote. It's undefined at 450. Another vertical asymptote at 450. And it's undefined at 990. And there's all the vertical asymptotes at negative 90, 450, 990. And again, I just had a thinking, this is 1/3. So that means the period is 1080. So it's stretched out 3 times. It's 3 times larger than normally is 0 to 360, but here is 0 to 1080. So it's 3 times stretched out. Stretch value is 3. And what happens at 180, we have a negative 2. 180 is right here. We have a negative 2, which is right here. And that means let's go and get what 720 is 0. 720, we have a 0 right here. So notice that if this is negative. Negative means it's, so if it was positive, it would be going up this way. And it would be negative down here. But because this is a negative, that means that will go down at the first one, like this, and I'll go up at the second one. It's a reflection. Reflection. And another way to test that is to put in, this is 90, work out what 90 is, and you'll see if you're right. So if you take 90 and put into this equation, you will get what? 90 into this equation. We'll see what happens. 90 is 180. 1/3 of 180 is 1/3 of 180 is 60. The cosecant of 60 is the sine of 60 is, sine of 60 is root 3 over 2, and we do the reciprocal as 2 over root 3, and 2 over root 3 is 2 root 3 over 3, and it's negative with a negative 1, so it's at negative 5 root 3 over, that's root 3 over root 3 here, so that's 5 root 3 over 3, and that number is negative, so 90 is down right here. So it's, you can see that you're going down from here. Okay. So that verifies that you're okay. Again, it's normally, just to make sure, normally if secant or cosecant is positive, then it's like this. Positive here, negative here in the basic graph. But because this is negative, then it's going down at the beginning here and up here. Again, remember your table and follow what's happening. Okay, that brings us to the end. If you like the video, click the like button, click the subscribe button. If you wish, visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content of my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained, which is just one word. Thank you for viewing my video. Hope the video helped you. Bye-bye.